And we're going to meet them one by one. The field events getting the full treatment here today. This is Fiona Hockey from Blackpool Wire and Fylde. Set her lifetime best this year of 3.81 metres. Karis Jones of Swansea Harriers. Exactly the similar stat, 3.81. This is the lady who on paper is well clear of the rest. Sophie Cook of Birchfield, who with a best of 4.46 metres is a good 30 centimetres ahead of the rest in this, her lifetime best set this year already. Hannah Lawler from Glasgow, one of the first actual Glasgow competitors we've had taking part today from a Glasgow club by name. Felicia Miloro of Sutton and District. Further Scottish interest here with the Edinburgh AC and Edinburgh University athlete Courtney Maguire, who set her best outdoors of 4.20 metres last year. Elizabeth Eden of Birchfield Harriers, 3.85 vaulter at her best. Megan Bailey of Harrow. 17 years of age, Jasmine Carey from Blackpool Wire and Fylde, second of their club representation in this pole vault final. And finally, Natalie Hooper, the Loughborough-based athlete from Birchfield. Text channel, let us know. We'll shout you out here on the coverage. I'm sure there's people even watching in the, I don't know, the car park or the tent at one of the various national cross-country championships if their club mates or training partners happen to be running here today. I'm sure we've got people watching everywhere. This is Karis Jones of Swansea, and she clears her first attempt at 3.55 metres. As we say, other athletes that have passed through at this height of 3.55, Miloro, Maguire and Natalie Hooper, who won't be pleased, by the way. She's listed on our start list as 33 years of age. That field event graphic you can see in the bottom left there, that's exactly the same screens that the athletes have themselves and the spectators here in the arena have. The distances and heights are popping up at the same time. So the A means attempt number. So for all athletes, of course, in the vertical jumps, they get 3 attempts, or rather only 3 failures in succession is the way they exit the competition. They can, of course, opt to pass at any one height and move on, but they still only allowed 3 failures in succession, which would see them eliminated. But here is one of those Blackpool aforementioned vaulters, this time Jasmine Carey knocking it off at 3.55. Here's Fiona Hockey of Blackpool then. As you can see, the bar has moved up to 3.70 metres. So here goes Fiona Hockey of Blackpool, first attempt at 3.70. Not this time, first athlete to attempt that height.
And very much like in the men's long jump that we saw, quite a lot of these athletes will look to the side, they'll look to the coaches, their support team, just for a little bit of feedback.
Courtney Maguire will attempt this height as well, another of those athletes with a upwards of 4 metre vault in her locker, the Edinburgh athlete, but this is Jones' first attempt at 3.70, and she'll need at least one more as well.
Yeah, she'll come back for a second attempt at this one.
Back we go to the pole vault then. This is an entry jump for Natalie Hooper of Birchfield, first attempt at 3.70. And goes well clear of that with a lifetime best set this winter of 4.11. So this is just warming up really for Natalie Hooper.
Yeah, that's more of a training vault for Natalie Hooper. Good kind of, height to come in at. She's 40 centimetres further than that, her personal best. An understanding of the technicalities of this event.
Yeah, a lot of these young athletes will have learned a lot from watching Holly Bradshaw down the years. This is Hannah Lawler, second attempt at 3.70. Yes. Yes, that's going to stay. That's the first one we've seen that's wobbled and stayed. And the athlete from Glasgow Pole Vault School, Hannah Lawler, will progress to the next height. But more importantly, let's focus on Felicia Miloro of Sutton and District, because this is her third and final attempt at 3.70. And she is a 4 metre jumper, so her second attempt there wasn't massively convincing, was it? She had to bail out halfway. You can see the jump clock there running for Felicia Miloro. She's got to clear this at 3.70 to stay in the competition.
Oh, and she had the height, didn't she? She was way over that. But, yeah, not to be.
That sums it up,
three
I
sad
think.
faces.
That
yeah.
sums it up, I'm afraid, for Felicity Miloro.
She'll go away from here really disappointed.
So we stay with the pole vault ahead of the next heat of the women's 60 hurdles. This is Elizabeth Eden of Birchfield. Eden is capable of these heights, but she's got to get over this. Yes.
Oh, she does.
Nice and clean when it mattered.
Yeah, she's already taken 6 jumps so far, so she's got plenty of endurance in those legs. She fights to live another day, 385. Nice and smiley there from Fiona, but this is a height that she's never cleared before, and no doubt she's attempted it. She's cleared 381 previously, so I'm pretty sure at that competition she would have tried the next height. Don't know what it was that day, but it certainly would have been 385 or in excess of that.
So here's Fiona Hockey then. The bar has been steadied and checked, and it is now standing at 3 metres 85 in this women's pole vault here at the Emirates Arena in Glasgow. Well, that would have been a new lifetime best for Hockey, and I think that will give her encouragement.
Yeah, definitely. She got 355 on the 3rd attempt, 370 on the 3rd attempt. So it looks like she likes to feel her way into these new bar heights. 2 more attempts, of course. So we're actually seeing some really good live shots here. We can see the athletes putting chalk onto the hands. Of course, gripping that pole is really, really important. Some of the athletes choose to use a glue or a wax. Some of it's black and it almost gets absolutely everywhere. I'm sure that's an absolute nightmare to bring back into the house of a lot of pole vaulters, but we're going with chalk there.
So here's our friend Natalie Hooper with Birchfield even written on her vest. The Sylvia on
Chris,
Twitter.
you are not letting this lie, are you?
I'm not, no, I'm not. Sylvia's tweeting, telling us we're wrong, but we're right. Here she goes anyway. First attempt at 385 for Natalie Hooper. No.
Yeah, well, she certainly had the height. She just came back down on the bar, didn't she? And this is a height well within her capabilities. She's gone over 4 metres. 4 metres 11 is her personal best. She's actually done this year. We saw the likes of Laura Muir and Gemma Reekie. They even had shorter ones, 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, 2 or 3 races, just as a benchmark to see where they are, and then gone back into that winter training phase again.
Fiona Hockey's second attempt, 385. See, there was encouragement on her first vault, and that time again it looked like she had the height, but then she just seemed to lose the forward momentum. She sort of just ran out of steam and came down on the bar, didn't she? So Hannah Lawler, 385. Or, of course, the British Athletics YouTube channel as well. Here is Lawler, and not to be the second attempt. There she is. She will attempt 4 metres very shortly indeed. Still great to have quite a few of your tweets coming through. My name's Chris Temple. I'm joined here in the commentary position by Jenny Meadows, the World Indoor Champion from 2010. Multiple British Indoor Champion as well. European Indoor Silver Medalist. European Silver Medalist outdoors as well. As Natalie Hooper asked for the crowd support here. Hashtag Spa British Champs if you want to get involved with us on Twitter. We're getting those tweets right to us here in the commentary position at the Emirates Arena here in Glasgow. As we watch on the far side of the arena, Natalie Hooper attempt 4 metres for the first time. Yes, she likes that. Little nod of satisfaction to herself from Natalie Hooper. Breaks into a bit of a smile as well. A real good crowd numbers over on the far side in the lower blocks, right alongside, adjacent to that pole vault runway. And again, lots of people have had battles with the weather and all sorts to get themselves here to Glasgow. Absolutely horrific conditions yesterday, wind and sideways rain. Apparently it's absolutely monsooning it down outside the arena here, which for those of you, maybe someone watching on from the Scottish Cross Country Championships, which are taking place about 25 miles northeast of here in Falkirk, that is going to be a tough slog today, that is for sure. But one Scottish athlete who doesn't have to worry about cross country is Courtney Maguire, who's attempting for the second time 4 metres. It's not to be at the second attempt for her either. Here's Maguire. Oh, we've had Sylvia back on with her confusion about Natalie Hooper. Saturday afternoon at the Emirates Arena in Glasgow with Courtney Maguire for the third attempt, and when it mattered, she's pulled it out at 4 metres. That's a big sigh of relief for Courtney Maguire, who moves herself into second position overall, with Sophie Cook still not in the competition. She's due to come in at the next height of 4 metres and 15. So Megan Bailey, for her support crew here in the arena, and for the Harrow Massive who are watching on here. And again, as that jump clock ticks down, she's got a finite amount of time, but she's gathered herself again for this final attempt at 4 metres to stay in the competition. Now, just beyond her today, Megan Bailey. It would have been a personal best, of course, 391, her best previously. So Megan Bailey, her competition comes to a close. Sophie Cook actually only needs to clear this height to guarantee herself a medal. So she can get a medal with just one vault here, which would knock Megan Bailey out of the medal positions. Sophie Cook, based in Loughborough. And this is our first look at the 25-year-old, the UK ranked number 1 by virtue of that red Power of 10 bib. Here she goes, 4:15. So, that wasn't close, was it? Sometimes it can take a bit of time to ease yourself into the competition. Of course, the danger of passing sometimes can be, if things don't click in 3 vaults, you can find yourself no marking or no heighting. Saying that, 4:15 is well within Sophie Cook's capabilities, of course. Now then, Courtney Maguire, 3 attempts for her to pass to clear 4 metres. So you'll notice there the clock now is up to 2 minutes. That's because the number of competitors left in the competition is fewer, so the time allocated between each jump is increased. So that jump clock now on 2 minutes per athlete, as Maguire fails for the first time at 4:15. And Tilly Hooper in the arena here asking for the support of the crowd as she looks to clear the best that she's ever done in her life. 4:11 her previous best, or her current best. This is her first attempt at 4:15. Oh, that's mighty close. That really is close for Hooper. Oh, and she knows it as well. Well, she rattled it, but I thought it was going to stay. So all 3 athletes still remaining in the competition, failing the first time at 4 metres and 15. Back we go to Sophie Cook then for her second attempt. A sighter with her first. It wasn't close, was it? As we mentioned earlier on, she hit the bar off on the way down, or the way up rather. Sophie Cook's 5th competition of the summer, the winter rather. She's won 3 of those. Also competed overseas last week in Aubonne in France, where she cleared 4 metres 30. This is her second at 4:15. Much more like it. There we go. That's into the groove. Again, there's an element of relief, I think, in that one, given how the first attempt went. So Sophie Cook is up and running in the competition, and straight away with 1 vault, she's won herself a medal. She's taken the lead at least, so that means that Megan Bailey will be shifted down to 4th position. That's where she will finish with her clearance of 3:85. So the medalists, we know, will be Courtney Maguire, Natalie Hooper and Sophie Cook. That is all still in the mix as to who takes what. So here goes Courtney Maguire then, 4:15 at the second time of asking. Oh, that's close as well. Oh, Hooper and Maguire have been mighty, mighty close to both registering new lifetime best marks. Both of them have bests of 4:11. Good afternoon to Track and Field Tours, by the way, who's helpfully retweeting all of our coverage details yesterday on the hashtag Spa British Champs. Exactly what the athletes are seeing in the arena. So it keeps you in touch as much as they are with what's happening. So Track and Field Tours, thanks for your tweet. Jack Gladman, thanks for yours as well. Of course, athlete in his own right. One of the coolest things about being an athlete this weekend is watching the champs, seeing so many athletes you know. That's what we mentioned about athletes having opportunities here. Here's Hooper then, currently in second position behind Sophie Cook. Second attempt, 4:15 for a new lifetime best. Not quite as close as the first one, but still not a million miles away. She's got one more attempt to come as Natalie Hooper, and so has Courtney Maguire, to deny Sophie Cook the gold medal with her clearance at 4:15. The athletes just preparing for heat two. Meanwhile, business time for Natalie Hooper, as you can see from our graphics there. This is attempt number 3 at 4:15. Courtney Maguire failed for the third time at 4:15, so she will not be able to improve on her bronze medal position. Maguire takes the bronze. Hooper is currently in the silver medal position, guaranteed at least that. But can she challenge Sophie Cook for gold? For the third time, a new personal best awaits potentially at 4:15 for Natalie Hooper. No, not to be for Natalie Hooper. So 4 metres her clearance means that she is the silver medalist. And that means that Sophie Cook, with her one clearance at 4:15, as we said earlier on, Jenny Meadows, it only needs sometimes one clearance at one height and it can win the title, and it has for Sophie Cook.
Yeah, it all depends just what her own kind of motivation it is now going forwards. We can just see Sophie there. She's gone, she's getting a pole, and she's definitely continuing in this competition, which is what we'd obviously love to see, and all the fans want to see. We wanted to see how much she can push herself.
Sophie Cook, who will gather herself in for another challenge. Teammate, of course, of Natalie Hooper at Birchfield. So Birchfield 1 and 2. Good result for the Birmingham club as well. Of course, big times for them at the moment with their home at Alexander Stadium being refurbished quite spectacularly for the 2022 Commonwealths, which is the reason, of course, that the outdoor champs are moving to Sports City in Manchester for the next couple of years at the Outdoor Grand Prix. Tickets available, by the way, for all those on the British Athletics website. Goes to Gateshead. As we see Sophie Cook in the pole vault. Now, her 5-minute jump clock has been running all the time that 60 metres semi was on. So, whereas before, sometimes if you're the only vaulter left and it's just you in the arena and the 5-minute clock is running down, everyone's looking at you and the cameras are on you and everyone's waiting for you. But when there's a 60-metre semi-final to be run, I guess the urgency for Sophie Cook, it probably feels like no one's looking at her for the first 3 minutes. But here we go with Sophie Cook. 4:35 at the second attempt. Enlisting the help of the crowd here in the Emirates Arena in Glasgow. She is the only thing happening in the arena right now.
That was a good clearance as well, wasn't it? She has gone over 4:46 this year, personal best, but yeah. A bit of a sigh of relief there, but 4:35 second attempt on the second attempt, really, really good. So,
I'm interested to see what happens next, because the next scheduled elevation of the bar is to 4:45, which would be a centimetre below her personal best. So this is Sophie Cook then. Well, we talked about where would she put the bar to, and she has gone for a new lifetime best of 4 metres and 50 centimetres. Having put the bar up, remember she's already won the competition. Natalie Hooper of Birchfield took the silver and Courtney Maguire has taken the bronze. But it's the other Birchfield athlete, Sophie Cook, here with that first British title already in the locker. Can she crown what would be a memorable day in Glasgow with a new PB? Oh. Yes, she can. What is it about the pole vault at the minute? Everybody is reaching new heights, and that now includes Sophie Cook with a lifetime best of 4:50 metres.
Wow, you know, that showed the ambition to me that she didn't put the bar to 4:47. She went with the original plan, skip the 45, it's not going to be a personal best, let's go 50. And to do that at the first attempt, and she had room, didn't she? And she got a bit emotional there as well, and I absolutely don't blame her, because that really transcends her into a different type of athlete.
Sophie Cook is your British indoor champion here for 2020. Great performance, competing against herself really, wasn't she? She won it with her first vault successfully at 4:15, having come into the competition late. But in the end, a very profitable afternoon for her.
Yeah, she did come here as one of the overwhelming favourites of the whole of the weekend, and you know, to fulfil that, it's a great thing. But I think just to go away with that personal best, she'll be absolutely delighted with that one.
Of course, Kate Rooney herself, back in the day, in a previous guise as Kate Denison, won this 5 years in a row between 06 and 10, so she knows absolutely what it takes. So we talk about the absence of Holly Bradshaw, by the way. She won it last year, but the previous 4 years she hadn't taken part, so the likes of Sally Peake and Jade Ive and Molly Caudry, of course, got their opportunities as well. And the opportunities today for our pole vault medalists, Maguire Hooper and Sophie Cook. Congratulations to her, great performance. The crowd really got into it as well towards the end as well. It was some fantastic support for her. And I think just the general enthusiasm of the pole vault, which is such a great spectacle as well. Just the nature of the event, isn't it? The power and the fearlessness and everything else that goes with watching the pole vault is something that people really do buy into.
Yeah, and to see it live, it's just absolutely incredible. You know, 4 meters 50.
Yeah,